It's, I don't know, like 4:15 in the morning. Uh, Obviously, I look like garbage. I adopted this sweet girl on Monday, so it'll be about 2 days ago at noon today. She is a rescue. We think that she's a husky, and she's roughly around a year. They think she's roughly around a year old based on her teeth. She's very timid. She's not vocal, like hardly at all. We don't know if she was abused or neglected. When we got her from the shelter, her name was Blue Diamond. The name is not her permanent name. That's just the name that the staff gave her. So I've named her Jyn Erso for all you Star Wars fans out there. Yay! I already have 2 dogs. Well, 1.5. I have a pug. His name is Didney. He's a very sweet boy. He is 5 years old. And I got him straight from a breeder. So there he is. That's my boy. That's my boy. He's a little alert right now. He's been a little nervous. And then this other sweet boy is my friend's corgi. His name is Noctis. He's super adorable. And a lot of energy. And he's a puppy. He's about 4 months old. We have been slowly introducing her. Like right now, you can probably see her crate's right there, and their crate's right there. But during the day, her crate is wedged in the kitchen, right over there. And so that the entrance is into the kitchen. And so that she's kind of got her own area, and the boys have their own area. And we're just doing slow introductions, like in the driveway or the park up the street. And they go to the bathroom separately. Like I have her on a lead pretty much anytime she's not sleeping in her crate. We try to only make her go in the crate when it's bedtime. But she actually prefers the crate. Some things that I wish I would have been told about rescuing a dog. Some things I already knew, which that it would take some adjustment, that reassurance from myself and everybody in the house on, that she's a good girl, that she's safe, giving, her just a safe space, encouragement, and things, kind of things to be proud of. So that's the easy part. Things that they don't really talk about is what to do when one of your dogs is showing aggression towards a new addition. When I introduced Noctis to the house, that's the corgi, we met at a park near the house, and kind of let them interact, did several walk-bys, drive-bys, and it took well over half a day before we brought them into the house. And then even when they were in the house, we kind of kept them in separate areas. So like I have a very large living dining room combo, and that half over there has a gate that goes all the way across it, And so we had one dog on that side and the other dog on the other side, and we'd only kind of bring them together for playtimes and walks for a while. For the first couple of days, they took to each other pretty quickly. But there was still some signs of aggression from my pug, just because he's an old man and Noctis is a puppy, and he, wants to play, which is the thing. I wasn't prepared for my pug, Didney, being as aggressive towards the new addition as he's been. You can hear him growling in the background probably. And we think it's anxiety, and we're trying to give him extra love and attention, and some little bit of special privilege. Normally, he has to sleep in the crate, and all the dogs have to sleep in the crate, but I've been letting him nap with me in the afternoons during afternoon nap, just to give him a little bit of that extra comfort, some extra love and affection from me, so he doesn't feel like he's being replaced. And I ordered a Thunder shirt, which should be here sometime today, so hopefully that works, because it's $45. So, which is fairly expensive for me anyways. Like, I try to be pretty conservative about my money. And we also ordered like an anxiety collar, and then some calming chews, and hopefully one or the combination of all three of those will help him with his anxiety just a little bit. But we've been giving him extra walkies and stuff like that. But with regards to the sweetest girl that I've ever met, it's clear she's scared of the other dogs, and my pug is scared of her, probably because she's ginormous compared to him. Happily, the puppy seems to just be like, ooh, a new friend, let's play. So the hardest part for him is teaching him not to approach the crate just yet, and that when the appropriate playtimes are. And I wasn't prepared for a couple of things, just the aggression with the pug and how to handle that, with the adoption process, and it being COVID still. It was appointment only, and you literally had 10-15 minutes to decide whether you wanted to adopt this puppy. And so, myself and my friend who's been helping me out, we went down there and I met her, and she's great on the lead. She's treat oriented, and very friendly girl, very quiet girl. And you could tell she's active and wants to go out and do things. So there's that. There's areas of concern that were kind of glossed over by the shelter. She is very nervous. Very nervous. Like, if you approach her in any environment, whether she's in her crate or she's laying on the floor, if you approach her, you need to have a snack in your hand, before you can even pet her. And even when you have a treat, she does not like it when you touch her paws, at all, which is a concern that I'm bringing up to the vet during her visit next week, because she also has a shot that she's due for. And she nipped at me yesterday, And I kind of broke down crying because, like, she's so sweet, and I do not want to have to take her back to the shelter or that environment at all. So there's that. So, and then, you know, so how to deal with that? I did what I've always taught my dogs, which is, pull my hand back and yelped, and then turned and ignored her. My worry was at the time, currently, she doesn't really take those social cues very well. So I suspect it's going to be a long time before it's going to be comfortable enough to let the three of them run around together. Which I knew that going in. I just it would have been helpful to have like a little bit more history into her background. She's resource guarding, whether it's a human, or whether it's a food or a toy. She's very much resource guarding. She is very uncomfortable with verbal commands. So if she's not on a lead and I call her to come out of her crate, she won't come, even with coaxing or treats. And so I have to physically get inside the crate with her, with treats in hand to try and get her lead on her. We are using a slip collar right now. She's a really big girl, and even on the lead, she's a working dog, so she's pulling, which is normal from everything that I've read. But things that would have been helpful from the shelter's perspective, and honestly, like, it's a shelter. They're strapped for fun, strapped for cash. So, if you love animals, donate to your local shelter. Time, money is always good for them. But just like a handout on the breed or the suspected breed, and some of the things that, I've always wanted a husky, so I've been researching extensively, but a lot of people don't do that same level of research. So it's helpful. It'd be helpful. Also, like, kind of an outline on how to socialize when there's other dogs in the home. Most of what we did was from previous experience with Noctis, but every dog's different, and just having like that checklist of like, do these things for the most successful socialization would have been great. And particularly because like there's socialization, a lot of the socialization videos that you're going to find on YouTube are basically kind of from the perspective more of if you got the dog from a puppy, whether it's from a breeder or pet store or even a shelter where they happen to have puppies. That's kind of the assumption, is that you have no other dogs in the house and that you're socializing them from that outside perspective and that you're starting from scratch. And, some information on the nuances of neglected or abused dogs and how to get them socialized with other animals, and particularly if they hadn't even had playtime at the shelter, because some shelters won't have that. They won't have the socialization period, or the interaction with other dogs, or when they do have the interaction with other dogs, it's often going to be with dogs that are the same size. And obviously, between a husky mix and a pug and a corgi, there's a considerable size difference involved there. There is a cat in the house. She does her own thing, and she's upstairs, so the dogs don't go upstairs except for bath day, which is another thing that I have to worry about is how I'm going to bathe this sweet girl, particularly when she is so sensitive to touching her paws. Like, I normally wipe the dog's paws off when we come back from a walk, and she won't let me do that without even nipping her, so that's going to take time to do that. I would say for anybody who is considering adopting a dog from shelter who doesn't know any better, be prepared for how long it's going to take. This is definitely not a decision that you want to do on a whim at all, and just be prepared for how hard that can be and how much time that takes, and also how heartbreaking it can be when they don't warm up to you right away. Like, honestly, that's probably the hardest part for me right now is how uncomfortable she seems to be with not just me, but with everybody in the house. And I know that it's not my fault per se, and it's definitely not her fault. I just have to keep reminding myself it's going to take time and patience. So yeah, there you are. If you've listened to this entire nearly 20-minute rant, or crybaby session, or whatever you want to call it, hopefully you got some helpful information out of it. I think that in order to keep my sanity, that I'm probably going to be doing one of these every day. I don't want to take her back, so I have committed to myself that I'm going to give it at least 3 months and work with her every day and work with the boys every day and just try and get them more comfortable. So hopefully things go well. Thank you.